Hello and welcome back to the Achievement Planner, and today I'm coming to you with Starfield. Yes, how to get 100% in Starfield, and it's how to get 100% before New Game Plus. It is possible, and I'm going to show you all the ways to do that, so that you can get through it. This is a fantastic game. I still love Fallout better because I love the lore of Fallout, but this game really is a good game, and it's only starting. There's so much more coming to it. So anyway, this game has 50 achievements for 1,000 gamer score. I would give it a 3 out of 10 difficulty, and it's really not that hard, especially when you could save, reload a save over and over and over, and just people do that all the time. But ultimately, the only things that are really hard, I would say, are like maybe some of the fights and then some of the ship battles, but once you get leveled up, it's not a problem at all. So completion time 60 to 80 hours, and that really depends on what you're doing. But if you're just trying to get 100% achievements, I would say 60 to 80 hours. But you could spend hundreds and hundreds of hours on this. So now I have all these playthroughs here. This is just an overall thing. They're not actually full playthroughs at all. They're more like what you can do and when. So playthrough number 1 is story playthrough, and then you have to stop at the point of no return. So the point of no return is the mission called One Giant Leap. If you do that mission, you will then go into New Game Plus. So you cannot do that mission if you want to have so many things. The only things that move over into New Game Plus are your skills, your powers, and like your levels and stuff. So everything else, anything you've created, anything, any ships, any companions, any I think even like how many things you've hacked, how many things you've picked, all those things, it all resets. That's what I've been told for all of this. So I would say to try to get everything done before New Game Plus if you can, achievements wise. So obviously New Game Plus, keep playing because there's a lot going on in New Game Plus, which I won't tell you anything about, but there's definitely some stuff going on. Things are different, all right? Playthrough number 2, finish the companion relationship to max. So this is, again, not a whole playthrough. After I got to One Giant Leap, I stopped playing the story, and then what I did was I was romancing Sarah. Oh yes, all right, I was romancing Sarah, and actually what's cool is that it's actually gender neutral because my character is a female, and if you romance Sarah, it's okay, or if they're male, romance Sarah, and it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's kind of a gender neutral thing, but you have to do certain things to get her to, well, in this case, I had to marry her. And then I got that achievement. So yeah, I went and did that right after that point. And I had not done any faction quests, like quest lines at all. So that is when I did it. I was like, I don't know if it's too late to do it. It's not. So you'll get it then. Playthrough number 3. Obviously, you can do it any order you want. Playthrough number 3, the faction quest line. So there are 4 different factions. And I thought it was going to be like Fallout New Vegas, which I haven't made a video for yet, but I will eventually. But yeah, I thought it was going to be like that, where you have to literally restart your save and go back and change what you've done. But I did all the faction quest lines one after another. Once I finished the one, I moved on to the next one. I was fine. Now, the people in the old faction, they're like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing these things? Whatever. It's okay. I actually did it at, more towards the end, actually. But yeah, you could do them all in one playthrough. You do not have to reload saves. And I know that because I did it. So, yeah. So, again, before New Game Plus, unless you want to. Playthrough number 4, miscellaneous achievements and cleanup. So, a whole bunch of miscellaneous achievements we'll go over and cleaning up all these little things. All right, playthrough number 5, leveling up to 100. Oh, dear. All right, it's not horrible. There are worse leveling up games. But yeah, I'm done with every single thing. When I was done with every single thing, I was only at like level 50 or something. I think like 50 or 55 even. There's so many more levels to get to. So there are different ways I'll show you to get through it. Playthrough number 6, One Giant Leap mission. Finally, the One Giant Leap mission, which will finish the story. And then playthrough 7 if you want to keep going, because at that point you'll have 100% achievements if you follow this plan. And then you can begin New Game Plus, and then there's New Game Plus 2, New Game Plus 3, New Game Plus 4. Yeah, so it's exciting. So anyway, category number 1, story achievements, 10 achievements for 190 gamer score, and these are all into the Starfield. That's like going into space for the first time, and all the rest are just story missions you'll do. Here's a note: number 6, high price to pay. Careful. That's sort of like a point of no return for some characters, and I have to tell you this because when I did it and I changed, well, basically Sarah died, so we'll get there, but yeah, I'm telling you this because I don't want you to miss it and have to reload. And then obviously one giant leap is point of no return. So category number 2, faction achievements, 12 achievements for 200 gamer score. So there are 3 different achievements for each faction. The first one is always becoming part of the faction. So like the UC Vanguard, for example, I forget exactly how many. I might even be writing on the screen. I don't know, but I forget how many achievements. Not achievements. I forget how many missions there were. Let's say there were 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever. So the first one is probably going to be that first achievement. First achievement, Supra et Ultra, and they'll say, hey, now you're part of the Vanguard. Yeah. All right. Then as you go through all the story missions that go with that faction, then you will then eventually get to a mission called the Devils You Know. And then you will do that one to get the achievement. And then the final one for the faction is always that last one, a Legacy Forged. Or for the Freestar Rangers, same thing. You'll have to do a certain thing. So in this case, you'll have to... Oh, by the way, to start the Vanguard one, you have to go... It's on the regular planet, the next... The New Atlantis, it's called. Yeah, New Atlantis. And you got to talk to this guy, right? And he's in this building. You see him on the screen, probably. And you got to talk to him and just do a whole bunch of stuff that he tells you to do. He'll make you part of the Vanguard. So when it comes to Freestar Rangers, to get this to start, you need to go to Aquila City. And you'll go there during the regular story missions. But you go to Aquila City and you're going to have to deal with this bank heist thing, all right? Once you deal with that, you follow the whole the progression of the missions, and you will eventually be deputized, and then you'll get to that last one, the Hammer Falls. All right, I'm just trying to give you like the basics of where to start these things because it can be confusing where to start them. Then you go to this place called Neon, and this planet Neon is where you're going to apply, and you can probably see there was a machine, and then you go into the thing the building all the way down on the left, and then you can apply to become part of Ryujin Industries, and then that'll end up being back to the grind. And then you do a whole bunch of levels and get those 2 achievements, and executive level is the last one. And then I started the Crimson Fleet, which it actually came up. By the end, I had like Rook meets King, back to the grind, all these things like ready to do. You could probably even see it on the screen if I'm putting it up. But yeah, it's not hard to do. You could also become part of the Crimson Fleet by doing a crime, getting arrested, and then they'll like send you in to be undercover. Yeah, it's like kill someone, I think. I don't know. I actually did the Rook meets King where it actually sent me to the correct place. So anyway, you will find them, but that's how that works. Those are the 12 achievements for that, all right? Category number 3, miscellaneous achievements, 6 achievements for 100 gamer score. So number 1, privateer, 10 gamer score, complete 30 terminal or miscellaneous missions. So what this means is there are these terminals all over, like bounty terminals, and they'll be like, you need to catch this person. I don't know what's on the video, but you need to catch this person, and you do it. There you go. It's 1 out of 30. Now, I actually racked up a whole bunch of these by doing a certain thing where I did the Aquila City Freestar Ranger thing where I dealt with the bank. I went in, talked to the lady. She made me a Freestar. No. She said to become a Freestar Ranger, you need to do a certain mission or whatever. You need to do a mission on the terminal. So I kept doing this mission where I kept going and taking ships. And so this goes with number 4 because I would go, stop the ship. There's a way to actually break down the ship's engine so you can get on it and steal the ship. Yeah, and take it. So I kept taking the ship, and it kept counting as a miscellaneous mission. But the Aquila City terminal, those missions continue to refresh over and over and over. I don't know if the other ones do, but I was told that these do, so that's where I did it. So Aquila City is the key. And like I said, you see it there. But yeah, I just kept doing that over and over. Not only did I collect almost 10 ships at that point, but I also finished all my terminal missions and stuff. So, but you could find so many random people. Just talk to people. Talk to all the shop owners. All these shop people want to talk to you. I don't know why. Just like, say, hey, you're here to buy something? Here, let me tell you about my life. You're not like, no. All right, so yeah, you'll absolutely find these. I did more than 30. Number 2, Fixer, 30 gamer score, complete 30 activities. And you can see, like, it's like little things like talk to Sarah. There you go, activity done. Talk to Barrett, like things like that. I don't know which ones are there, but they were super easy. One was like craft something, I forget. But yeah, just look at the activities tab. They're all in the menu, and you will definitely get activities. I got so many activities. So number 3, once I got a ship, you actually start In the beginning, you end up getting a ship before you go to New Atlantis, and you just have to go into, you talk to the guy at the spaceport, and he's like, hey, what can I do for you? You go in, you modify the ship, you just add something to it, change something. As long as you do anything, even if you reload the save and put it back, you modify the ship. There you go. As long as that achievement pops, right? So then 4, so what I did for these collecting 10 ships, now there are some easy ships you can get. First of all, you start with, they give you a ship in the beginning. Second of all, there is a special mission called the Mantis mission, where you can get the Mantis ship. That's another ship that a lot of people get. You could, you could, it'll probably come up at some point. In fact, I don't know if I'll put something up, but the other one is if you pick the perk where you can talk to your parents, they will give you a ship, and it's apparently a really good ship. I didn't do that one. So there's a third ship you can get, and then honestly, I had so much money at one point that I either kept going in, and I kept doing that same mission in Aquila City, and you have to get a special thing to put on your ship. It actually, like, it's an EMP weapon, and it breaks down their engines, and you could buy it really, I think I had to buy it at a certain place. I think it's the Red Mile, I think it's called, but I don't know. I bought it there, put it on my ship, and then I was able to break down their engines. You have to kind of highlight the engines. You'll see how the ship stuff works eventually. But you have to move the thing over. First you have to level up the targeting. I know it's a lot of information, but once you level up the targeting for your ships, then you could target your ship. All right, it's kind of like VATS in Fallout. Once you can target it, then you target the engines, break them down, and then they're like, hey, we're stuck here. Then you can dock the ships, kill everybody on it, and as soon as you get in that seat and like, warp away or land, you got that ship. It is now your ship. Yeah. Now, if you want to actually like do something with it at the port, you have to pay the money because you just stole it. But I didn't actually do anything with them. So I did that a whole bunch of times. I think I got like 5 or 6 that way. And then I had enough money where I just bought the rest. There were some cheap ones. There were some expensive ones. Yeah. So that's how you get the 10 ships. There are a whole bunch of different ways to get them. Right? 5, I used them for smuggling. So, the Red Mile thing was not for this. The Red Mile was for the smuggling. All right. So the Red Mile, I went and I feel like I was able to buy a special compartment to smuggle things in for my ship. Now, I also had the Mantis ship, which if you get that ship, I think it has a smuggling container, but I forgot, so I still put on a special smuggling contraband thing. So anyway, once you go to a planet, they'll be like, hey, we're going to check your thing for your ship for contraband. So stay there, and then as long as you pass through that thing with it in the special contraband thing container, you will get that achievement, and that's how I got it. But I think there are many ways to do a lot of these things, but that was the easiest way to do it. You have to buy the thing, put it on your ship, and then, to get the contraband, you have to get it, I got it in Neon. I went to the bar, I talked to the guy, and he sold me some Aurora. That's the special drug or whatever. And then, yeah. And when I was trying to leave Neon, they're like, hey, you have Aurora, stop. And I ran to my ship. I got in the ship, I warped out, I went to a new location. They're like, we're checking you for contraband. I was cleared, and I got the achievement. So yeah, that's basically what I did. I got the compartment for it, went to Neon, got the Aurora, ran the heck out of there, and then went to a new place, and they scanned me, and I'm good. So that's how you get that, all right? I know, it's a lot of information, but number 6, War of Angels, 20 gamer score, collect 20 Quantum Essence. Now, this is one of my last achievements, only because I didn't know what to do. So now this is what you do. When you kill certain characters, do I tell you the name? I'm not going to tell you the name. You'll figure it out. But there are certain characters you will encounter throughout the story. And I encountered maybe 8 or 9 of them. I don't know. So, and every time you kill one of these characters, you get Quantum Essence. Yeah. I'm not going to spoil who they are. Now, later on in the story, as you're going around, or even during the story, if you're on random planets doing stuff, you'll see, on the video, you'll see these special ships of these characters just start to land. And I'm like, oh, look, there is one. And in those ships is usually about 4 of these characters. And again, actually on the video, this particular ship, there were no enemies. I don't know why. But I went to 2 of those ships and killed 7 of them, and all of a sudden it popped. I don't know. But Quantum Essence is what you use in the game. Again, I'm not going to tell you what it's used for. That's kind of spoilerish, so... But what you need to do is just go through the story, and every time you go to a temple. Well, I'll tell you that. Every time you go to a temple, you pretty much get them. And then, yeah, when you see those ships come down, go to them immediately, kill the characters, and you'll get a quantum essence for each character. That is how you get it. I was like, how am I going to get these? That is how you get it, all right? So make sure you do that. Category number 4, companion achievements. 2 achievements for 40 gamer score. So, recruit 10 separate companions. And, for this, what you need to do is you need to get the 10 companions. And I was like, how am I going to get these people? It was super easy. I did the main missions, and I was at that point of no return, and I did this after. So I had already recruited Vasco, Supervisor Lynn, Heller, Sarah Morgan, Sam Coe, Barrett, and Andreja. And I think that's how you say your name. Just from main missions. So I was like, oh, I only need 3 more. So there's a store right in the beginning by the spaceport of New Atlantis, and it's called the Viewport. It's like this little bar area. And there were all these people in there. Gideon, Micah, and Simeon. So I went in, and you have to pay them. Or I think you could persuade them maybe, but I paid them. I had plenty of money. And this was after I had done the story, So I was like, oh, would you want to be my companion? Yes. Want to be my companion? Yes. And then the achievement popped. So I'm actually going to put down a couple other locations that you can find companions. But I'm not going to go through the whole thing for you. I'm going to let you figure that out. But if you just get these 10, you should be just fine, because I got them, and it was so much easier than I thought it would be. Number 2, Starcross, 20 gamer score. Reach maximum relationship level with a companion. So you can do this, as far as I know, you can do this with every or maybe most companions. Sarah's the easiest one. She's the first one that really says, when you get to the main building, hey, I'm going to come with you. That's my British accent, apparently. And you say yes. And every time you do something, if you're playing a good character, and she'll say, Sarah liked that. Right? Sarah Morgan, I think her name was. So if you say, I'm going to help you. If you pick the I'm going to kill you option, she's going to say, Sarah disliked that. And then you're not going to be able to do that. So let's say you go with Sarah. Sarah liked that. Sarah liked that. Eventually, after the story was over, is when I started my UC Vanguard quest line. And she is like connected with that. So I started doing that. And she was like, I like that you're doing this quest line. And so I kept going through the quest line. And before the quest line was even over, I had started to get messages that say an option was to flirt. And I was like, all right. So I flirted. And eventually she'd ask, like, well, do we want to be serious? And then you'd be like, yes, I do. And if you just keep doing that, she'll just interrupt you randomly out of nowhere. By the way, we're in the middle of a fight. I have to talk to you. And she'll ask you these things, and she'll start telling you about her background and what she went through. So if you go with that and keep going with her and always give her encouraging remarks, eventually you will have a wedding. And you can invite her mother, just so you know. All right, you should invite her mother. And once you get married, I don't think that's too much of a spoiler, you will then, you'll get that achievement. And you can do this with any character. I have not done it with any other character. You can look up videos from other people online to see if you want to go with another character. But Sarah is super easy, all right? Just make sure you can go back and kind of change your answers when you're, just in case she gets mad at you. Anyway, but it wasn't super hard as long as you do the right thing. Category 5, resource achievements. 5 achievements for 70 gamer score. So you can go to all these different planets, like so many. So let's say you go to a planet, right? There are 3 different things on a planet usually. There are structures too, but there are organic resources, which are plants, and you could scan them. And as soon as you scan them and you pick, like you go up to them, press A on the controller, you gather organic resources. So at one point, I just kept going around to all these different planets gathering resources. Like, there are so many. So you just have to gather 500. Number 2 is rock collection, 10 gamer score. So this is inorganic resources. This is like little materials like iron or, there's so many that I got. Aluminum, things like that. Like little rocks you see on the video, and you use your cutter. It's what you kind of start the game with to get them. Every time you get them, it counts. There you go. So you just have to get 500 of each. Number 3, I have this here for resources because an outpost, even though an outpost is not a resource, it's part of this kind of. So building an outpost is super easy. When you're on a planet, it has to be on like a planet. You need to press the left bumper, comes up with the scan menu. You press X and it'll bring up the outpost menu. So then you put down an outpost, and guess what? Yeah, achievement. Good for you. All right. Now, the next stuff you have here, industrialists produce 500 total resources from outposts. I was like, oh no, I felt like this was going to be hard, It wasn't. Right? A lot of these things are harder to find, but I was able to find a little thing of water. And when you're on a certain planet with certain materials, it'll give you like water extractor, which you can research when you go to research machines. But the water extractor was there, so I put one on it. And it was like, yeah, now we're extracting water. So then I made storage. And this is all stuff you'll learn as you play. But I made some storage, and I connected them so that the water would go to the storage. And I put a bed down, and I slept, and literally, like, within 2 sleeps, I had 500 resources of water. Yeah, it was super easy. Like, it takes a little time to get used to doing outposts and stuff, but there are plenty of videos for that online. I'll let you look for them on your own, because you could figure it out on your own. All right, but that's how you do that. It was super easy to do that. You don't need to put much time in. And I don't even know if I had leveled it up at that point. So, number 5, shipping magnate. Yeah, I think he had it right. 10, connect 5 outposts with cargo links. So, for this, you actually need to build 6 things, and you need to link them. All right, so you need to build 6 outposts. So you put down an outpost. Outpost beacon. That's what these things are. That's actually what I put down originally for the other thing. You put down an outpost beacon, and what it's going to do is when you press not the start button, the select button, but you know, the one with the 2 boxes, it will give you this view where you can kind of see where you're able to put stuff in that outpost area. And so, and also if you're not in that view, you can see there's like a yellow line around. So in that yellow area, like it's like a circle-ish area, you need to put an outpost. And then you need to, you can only put like the one big thing, right? Then you need to go you go past the yellow line to a new area, and you need to put another one, and you need to put another outpost, all right? And so you have these 2 separate areas that are not in the same zone, and then you have to put a cargo, so you can go to the one and go to the little machine on top of it and say, I would like to link it with outpost number 1 or whatever. So then you link them. There you go. So then you do that again. You put another outpost beacon in another section that isn't connected to the others, and you go past the yellow line to a new section, put another one down, and put another one of the outposts down, and link them. You see? So that's how it works. But now you need 5, but the problem is you have to link it. So you have to do 2 more. So 6 outposts. And actually, as I was linking the last 2, I got attacked. So you see it on the screen. Yeah, I got attacked. But anyway, it was way easier than I thought it was. I just had to figure out where to put the outpost beacons, and I had to figure out where to put, the outposts. Like, that was the hardest part. And I feel like you will get that. But what you just saw on the video and what I said is really all you need to do for that. So, all right. Category 6, space achievements. 3 achievements for 50 gamer score. And this was super easy, but it just took a little while. And it didn't take that long. Number 1, boots on the ground, 20 gamer score, land on 100 planets. So for this, you have to land on different planets. You do not have to get out of your ship, though. So let's say you go to a planet, right? And you land on it, and you're like, all right, we're here, good. Then you could take off again. And you could probably do this in like a half hour, maybe even less. Just go to another planet. Once you have these planets unlocked. And what I did was, in each solar system, you have like the sun in the middle or whatever, where you really can't go to. And then there are all these little planets around it. I would go to each of those little planets and each moon that's on the planet. And they would all count for a planet. Even the little moons counted as planets. As long as you land on them, you press the thing, you go land on it. And I have it here on the video, but yeah, they all counted. By the way, all these things you can track in the menu. It's really amazing that you can track all this stuff so well. So yeah, I just kept going with it, seeing how many I had. And it was good because I actually went to far off ones, so I didn't repeat any, because you have to have different planets, right? If you just keep doing it, you will get 100 planets, no problem. By the end of the story, I had about 50 something. So even if you want to wait till the story's over before you start New Game Plus, you could, because I don't think any of these things. This one might actually carry over into New Game Plus, but honestly, I do not know exactly what carries over and what doesn't. You could find videos for that exactly, but yeah, I would just do things before, to be honest. And then the next 2 are the star systems. There are 120 star systems in this. Some people say you have to go to Unity, which is the last thing, right? You don't know what that is. I told you the name, but you don't know what it is. You do not have to go to Unity. I did not go to Unity, and I got this. So there are all the star systems, and you can't get to all of them right away. You have to have 30 light year, 30 LY on your ship. And honestly, as I was playing the story, 30 LY ships started to appear, and I had enough money. I was like, oh, Okay, no, sorry, you need 28 LY to get to all the solar systems. So I found a 30 LY ship, light year ship. I was like, okay, so I got it. And I was then able to go to every single star system. It was super easy. I was like, I thought it was going to be really hard to get. It wasn't. So I literally just went through each dot. Oh, and the best part about this is, how do you know which solar systems you've been to, star systems you've been to? The ones that are like really shiny and white, those are the ones you've been to. The ones that are kind of just like a white dot, you didn't go to. And the ones that are red, you can't get to. Now, to get to the ones you can't get to, it is not like No Man's Sky where you have to like get more power. No, no, no. You have enough warp power to get everywhere. You just have to get closer. So it'll show you which ones you have to go to get to those red ones. All right. So, but yeah, that was super easy to do. So I just looked at all the ones that weren't bright and white, and I went to them. And then you notice some of them have like 2 names. So I was like, oh, this one's bright, but it has 2 names. So I went to the second name of it, and I hadn't gone to it. It'll tell you if you've gone there. So then you go to that solar system, and I kept doing that until I literally had 120 of them. Yeah, so some of them are hard to see, so you just have to really look around on the whole map. But honestly, I think it took under an hour to do all of that. I thought I was going to be doing it all night, one night, and I didn't. It was so easy. Yeah, so that's that. So, yeah, I'm going to move on. Category 7, collectible achievements, 1 achievement for 10 gamer score. Thirst for knowledge. Read 20 skill magazines. I definitely have more than 20 skill magazines. Before I looked up the guide that I'm going to put up here, someone has this guide here. It's a great guide. Before I had this guide, I had gotten like maybe 11 magazines. Like, I found them all over. So yeah, but follow this guide if you want to just find them all and get them really easily. It's super easy. Aquila City had a bunch. New Atlantis had a bunch. They were not hard to find at all. Some of it you need the story to progress, but you could just find all these on your own, to be honest. So anyway, in category 8, progress achievements, 11 achievements for 340 gamer score. All right. So number 1, dark matter. This is killing human enemies. This was easy to get. I just got it throughout the story. Number 2, another bug hunt. Eliminate 300 creatures. Now, I spent the time to go to planets and like grind this out and kind of kill creatures to get it. I didn't have to, because as I was leveling up, I needed to kill so many creatures. I'll get there. But yeah, I had so many more. Just kill creatures and don't go out of your way to kill them. Just keep leveling up. You'll kill enough, all right? And then number 3, 4, 5. These are just like good old Fallout achievements. Digital locks are... my dog is shaking in the background with his collar. All right. Digital locks are kind of like lockpicking. 50 computers. Oh, so the computers you don't have to hack like Oh, first of all, the digital locks, you have these little digi-picks. And there are easy ones, novice. There are advanced ones. There are master ones. And you can level up the skill. It's really a cool minigame, actually. It's one of my favorite minigames I've ever played. And you have to match the little bumps in the thing. I loved it. So yeah, you'll figure it out. Absolutely. And like I was saying, number 4, the computers you do not have to hack. You literally just have to go into a computer and look at the screen. Yeah, that's it. And all the little terminals around all the cities, like if you go to New Atlantis, there's an information terminal. That counts. I was told that counts. So, and here's another thing that I don't know if it's true or not. I was told if you go to the same computer and keep going in and out, all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, over and over, then it will count for 50. I do not know if that's true because I honestly went to 50 different ones. But yeah, you can try that and see if you can get that easily. Yeah, but there's no hacking involved in that for the most. No, there's no hacking at all. You will definitely get this if you just do every computer and terminal you see. All right. And number 5 is modding 50 weapons. So there are a whole bunch of different crafting machines you can use, and I did it in the lodge downstairs in the basement. And so I just went in there, and as long as I had the correct resources, just like in Fallout 76, I put a mod on the weapon. I took the mod off the weapon. Put the mod on the weapon. I took it off the weapon. I kind of just did that quickly. But you honestly might just add 50 mods. You just have to get resources and stuff. But that did work for me to go back and forth like that. All right. Number 6, replicator. Craft 100 items. This is super easy. Just got to craft 100 items. You get resources everywhere. And there's a place on New Atlantis. It's actually next to that bar, the viewpoint. You can go there, and she has so many resources. And just like Fallout, you can sit on the bench and wait for 24 hours, and it'll restock everything. Yeah, cool, right? And then the last 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11. All right. So by the end of the story, like I was saying, I pretty much had 55 or so, and 100, like really. But here's the deal: there are a whole bunch of different XP farms you could do, and I'm going to put up a video by Macca, and it's a farm that you can do where you are getting aluminum and iron out of the ground with all these machines. And honestly, I didn't think it was that fast. It's because I'm on Xbox. If you're on PC, you put the mouse on 999 and it's quick. You just do it fast. You get 100 or 5 so XP every time you do like 99, because I think each you're making these items. I forget what it is, whatever. But the point is, yeah, that is one way to do it. I'm going to put that video so you can watch. But the two best ones I found are the killing creature ones. And this other guide has both of them in here. And they're both planets that are far, all the way on the right, away from where you start. But you will get to them eventually. And one is like Strix, I think. And there are these flying creatures all around. They look like creepy balloons. Like, I don't want them near me. But literally, you just shoot near them or at them, and they come towards you, and they're really creepy. But yeah, anyway, they come towards you, and you just keep getting a lot of XP just killing them over and over. But the one that even worked better for me was on the planet, like to the left of it, Piranus, I forget what it was. You need to go here, and you'll see in the video, you go and you have to scan the 2 creatures, and once you scan them to 100%, you can then build a special building that will spawn non-hostile versions of these creatures, or one of the creatures, and then literally you just make a whole bunch of buildings like in the video, and you kill them. And with my powered up shotgun, I was getting over 100 XP for each one I was killing. The problem with this, of course, is that the bodies start like building up, and then they stop spawning. Yeah, and that's not fun. So anyway, but that is how I did most of my leveling up, to be honest, because doing mission stuff didn't help that much. Also, if you sleep in a bed, you get more XP. Also, if you sleep with a companion, and yes, that's it's something in the marriage section you get even more XP. And then also, if you drink a special tea called Tranquility. Oh my gosh, I just figured that out right now. All right, yeah. Tranquility. Oh my gosh, it's Tranquility. I love puns. Anyway, if you drink that, then you'll get extra XP. That's it. That's the game. This is the whole game right here, and all of this was able to be done before New Game Plus. And so you could do it all in 60, 80 hours and then enjoy New Game Plus 1 through 10 or whatever, however many long there are after that. But I do hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you have any questions. I can help you with a whole bunch of stuff and put you in the right direction. So let me know, and I hope you enjoy this game, and I'll see you next time on the Achievement Planner.